As we have the opportunity to talk to key decision makers like yourselves, we hear about some of the challenges that are inherent in the equipment rental process. These numbers, they tell a story about the need to increase visibility and accountability, the need to streamline processes, and the need to achieve greater cost control and cost reduction. A survey that was taken by Texas A&M demonstrated that 82% of industrial and commercial firms acknowledge that an increase in utilization would equal an increase in operational ROI. However, of that 82% that agreed that that was the case, only 46% acknowledged that they actually even track equipment utilization. Now, over the past couple of years, RSE has tracked some data that indicates that 24% of all equipment rental goes past the expected return date, or in other words, is past due. And of that 24%, the average past due is 15 days. Now that has significant impact on our business. Now let me talk about this in a different way. As we talk to some of our customers, they tell us about some of the factors that influence today's overall rental scenario. So when we look at today, these factors include decentralized processes. While decentralization is a necessary part of many organizations, it really does have an impact on the overall effectiveness of the process. Multiple vendors taking care of, in essence, similar equipment for the company. Multiple systems used to track the equipment rental process. And finally, multiple employees that are touching the process multiple times throughout the process. And what impact do these factors have on the overall rental scenario? Well, first, companies will rent too much equipment because of this. Duplication or replication will lead to excessive costs or wasted resources throughout the projects. Companies will rent equipment too long, leading to unnecessary past due expenditures of equipment. And finally, the process just becomes too complex. Too many people, too many systems involved in the process, from sticky notes to complex spreadsheets and databases. A lot of customers will tell us about the swivel time that their administrators experience as they move from manual processes to automated processes and back. What impact does too much, too long, and too complex really have on today's rental equipment business? Well, first, you have excessive costs. Second, excessive time spent managing the process. And thirdly, you have a reduction in productivity of what may be your greatest asset, and that's the people that are trying to manage this chaotic process. There's no doubt that today's model really does have an impact on the future operational excellency of the organization. So what are some companies doing to deal with these issues? Well, we found that a lot of companies simply choose to focus on price. They look for the lowest line items or favorable terms as a way to try and manage the entire process. What we found is that price really only has 1/6 of the financial impact in dealing with the true issues of too much, too long, and too complex. We find that a lot of companies are seeking to find a better way of doing business. They turn to RSE to help bridge the gap between today's business and their future goals. These goals include an increase in visibility. What if you had true insight into all aspects of the rental process? With tools like RSC's Total Control, you can have unparalleled visibility management, effectively eliminating the too much and taking care of the too long. The second goal is that of streamlined processes and operations. What if you had a partner in managing the process? With RSC's managed service strategy, you'll have a dedicated advocate, a single point of contact, and a single system to make sure that you have the right equipment at the right time and at the right place. And that's an effective way of doing business. Effectively, that eliminates the too complex. The third goal is that of reduced cost and cost control. With tools, RSC's tools of scorecards and KPIs that are benchmarked against industry standards, you'll have data to be able to make and justify rental decisions across your entire organization. More importantly, you'll have actionable data that will help you make future decisions. We call this process RSC consumption management. While it may be an unfamiliar term, it's a new strategy that companies like yours are leveraging to achieve 6 times the result of a focus merely on price. RSC consumption management really is the heart, or dealing with too much, too long, too complex really is the heart of RSC consumption management. And it's the bridge that helps us move from today to a future state of operational excellence. RSC consumption management effectively allows us to move from this reactive and fragmented business process to a proactive business model. It's not only proactive, but it's repeatable and it's sustainable. And that's only achieved by working with RSC. That's the power of working with you and RSC together. It's tremendous. Now let me end where I began, and that's a story about some numbers. Recently, a global oil and gas company elected to partner with RSC to help manage the process. What they found was that they were able to increase their utilization by 35%. And in that 35%, they were able to reduce their total rental spend by 28%. They were able to accomplish this in 3 months' time, and that's significant. Now let's take a few minutes to talk about how you and RSC can work together to achieve similar results.